Last time we travelled to the Isle of Wight to collect the Ribcraft, towed it across the Solent, recovered it with a massive forklift and finally got it back to the workshop. Today we're cleaning away years of dirt and oxidation to reveal what's really underneath. Then I get invited out to an unexpected nighttime cruise. With the boat now back at the workshop, I can start emptying the consoles, and I found some great gear. As the last owner was giving up boating, he sorted out everything for me that he had for the boat. He had a deck hatch in black, the forward console hatch in grey. He'd had a custom flag made for it, which had an ensign flag on it, and also a brand new foot pump, a towing bridle and some flares. On top of this was an all-over boat cover and 4 life jackets, which will need to be checked. The owner was really good about this sale. He even went through every drawer and file in his house just to find any slip of paper or any kind of history for the boat, and actually he found quite a lot, including the original Ribcraft build receipt. The front console was full of water and it was also quite mouldy. I found some keys in the bottom, and although they were quite rusty, I managed to start scrubbing and cleaning the key rings, and they come up really well. With the spare keys, I actually put them in some old diesel I had to see if the rust would come off, but the key rings I think had it. I've probably got some more somewhere else. I also found the battery box cover and the fuse box cover, and these were also quite mouldy, so I give them a good wipe down, and these come up really well, just like new really. So after cleaning out the console, I put the battery lid back on the battery box and everything was good. I just need to get a battery box strap now. The anchor locker was full of rainwater and everything had gone a bit rusty. There was a slight amount of rot as well in the deck, just on the left hand side of the hatch. It's very small, but there is some water that's got in around the hatch edge, and that needs to be dried out and sorted. I emptied the anchor locker out with the stirrup pump, and it wasn't all that bad. It just needed a good wipe out, and then I washed down the anchor and the rope and put all that back in. So I've just been looking at this front of the bow, and you can see it's worn right through. I'm not really worried about this bit. This is actually the finish of the boat with the fiberglass is. But looking at this piece closely, it looks terrible. This looks like it's been put on top of another patch, so the original patch. So that is not original. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if it will come off in this hot weather and just try to pull it off. And there we go. There's the original tube. If I clean that glue off, it's not going to be too bad at all. And look at this. This here is also a patch. So it's been patched before, but not very well. So it looks like this job needs to be tackled in 3 stages. First of all, we have the protective layer that protects the hull against the Hypalon, stops it from rubbing. And then we have the 2 hull tapes that tapes the tubes onto the hull itself. And then we have this long strip which then comes down and covers it all, which actually goes up underneath the rubbing strake. After that, we have to sort out all the rubbing strake and make sure that's glued down safely. I mean, it's not that bad. It looks a lot worse than it is, but obviously with the tube, you need to make sure when you plant into the front of a wave that the tubes aren't going to rip off the boat, and that's why it's so important, this area. So cleaning the boat, what I'm going to do is just get a small towel that's very strong and woven, and then get some cleaner and some conditioner and just clean all over the boat, making sure I get in every nook and cranny and every crevice. The reason why I'm doing this is because the conditioner sticks to the console or the boat, and then the dirt will become loose. I'll then take a microfiber towel and dry it down, which then removes all the dirt, leaving a clean console. I do it this way because it's very thorough, much more thorough than a bucket and sponge, and also I get to see every detail of the boat and remember where it needs repair or any attention. This is the original Garmin. It still works, but the hatch has been taped on because it's broken and it's gone all rusty. I've just purchased a new heat gun. It's a DeWalt one, and it's got a thermal temperature gauge on it, so you can adjust it up and down. Ideal for the many stickers that are on this boat. All I'm doing is I'm just heating it up in the corner just to get the glue melted, and then I can just start to peel the sticker away. If you get it right, you can peel the whole sticker off in one, and that's actually quite therapeutic. Next, I'm using this sticky stuff remover. I found this in a DIY store, and it's really very good. It's quite nice. It smells of oranges. But you just spray it on and then get a microfiber towel and just rub it around the area, and it just removes all the sticker residue. You need a couple of goes, but it works really well. Before I found this product, I used to use WD-40, but it was not as good as this product. It's really quite good. So I never spray water around the fuel hatch, especially with a power wash or jet washer. I just do the same method. I get in all the way around it and I just clean it all up. Once I've got a good area clear around that, then I can maybe go a little bit harder with some more water or something like that. But this is like mold or something that's grown up the side of the console. Another sticker, and I'm getting quite good at this now with the heat gun. I just heat up the edge of it, and then I just get a corner and start to peel it up. And as I start to move across the sticker, what I'm doing is I'll keep moving the heat gun and keeping the edge warm. So just keep working it like that, and eventually you'll get it all off in one. So then I take the sticky stuff remover and just give it a spray, and then use a microfiber towel then just to clean off the residue. I'll put a link in the description for the sticky stuff remover, so you can find that if you need some. But I actually leave the sticker on the side of the boat for the registration number, just because I'm going to register it in my own name. So I'm removing the name badge called Schools Out off the front, because this isn't the original name for the boat. So I'll rename it probably in its original name, but it's the same process, just heat gun and sticky stuff remover. I've taken pictures of all these stickers and everything. It just goes to prove where it's come from, who owned it, and that it was actually in the places that it was supposed to be. Anything that you can do these days to prove the boat is actually yours and where it was is a really positive thing. So these all get printed out and go in a folder for the boat, just to trace its history really. I've managed to remove most of the oxidation from the tubes, although they're still looking quite streaky at this stage and will need some further work before they're finished. Before moving on, I'm giving the console a thorough wash down to remove any residue from the cleaning products. But then the rain came. For the next 6 days the weather barely let up. Between the showers I carried on working my way around the tubes, trying to bring them back to life. Years of UV exposure had left the surface heavily chalked and faded, and removing it wasn't a quick process. It took several attempts, different products, and lots of patience. I've been restoring ribs for over 20 years, and in the end I found myself going back to some of my old school methods that I'd learned years ago. Then, just as suddenly as it had arrived, the rain stopped, The clouds cleared and the sun finally came back out. But let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. A shiny boat can be very deceiving. The first stage of any restoration is cleaning, not because it makes the boat look good, because it shows you exactly what you just bought. 20 years of dirt, oxidation and wear have just been removed, and for the first time we can see the Ribcraft's true condition. Some of what we found is encouraging, some of it not so much. Now the real assessment begins. But for now that'll have to wait, because I've been invited out boating.
Pressure make diamonds, so I'm covered in ice. Got me out for the whole pie, I don't want a slice. In a room full of bad girls, that's not my type. Cause I'm married to the game, baby, that's my wife. Whole board getting wiped down, we don't play light. Never psyched out, 100 proof, everything's spiked. All boxes getting checked off, cause that's what I write. Got wings made of hundreds, I'm about to take flight. Going up, going up, blow it up, blow it up. Hold it up, hold it up, throw it up, throw it up, throw it up, throw it up, blow it up, blow it up. Hold it up, hold it up, throw it up, throw it up. Can't you hear the bird? That's the money machine. Big stacks break off the whole team. When you hear the bird, that's the money machine. Big name, all caps, long paper, tall green. Can't you hear the bird? That's the money machine. Big stacks break off the whole team. When you hear the bird, that's the money machine. Big name, all caps, long paper, tall green. Kill the track, then I'll run it back, bring it all to life. Tryna shoot for the moon, yeah, you can get sniped. Too blessed in the flesh now, you can get Skype. Cloak try to dunk on them with the left or the right. I'm just digging in, 1, 2, hut, hut, height. Rain or snow, you can get it, bro, just how you like. Wrist shine in the light until it blinds your sight. And it is what it is, so forget what it might. Going up, going up, blow it up, blow it up, hold it up, hold it up, throw it up, throw it up.
So this cruise is arranged by James Moore. He works for Sea Start. It's a cruise for the marine industry and also some really dedicated boaters. We meet in Cowes and go for a curry, and the difficult part is that you have to travel home in the dark. But the overall idea is that this is a networking event, and you get to know people and just talk about what you love. And also you get to eat a lovely curry, which is awesome. So James has been arranging this cruise for quite a while now, and it's getting really popular, and the people are really friendly, and it's really good to chat to people. But tonight, I'm the designated driver, so I'm the one that's got to drive home in the dark.
That's the money machine, big name, all caps, long paper, tall green. Kill the track, then I'll run it back, bring it all to life. Tryna shoot for the moon, yeah, you can get sniped. Too blessed in the flesh now, you can get Skype. Cloak try to dunk on them with the left or the right. I'm just digging in, 1, 2, hut, hut, height. Rain or snow, you can get it, bro, just how you like. Wrist shine in the light until it blinds your sight. And it is what it is, so forget what it might. Going up, blow it up, blow it up, hold it up, hold it up, throw 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 it up, hold it up, hold it up, throw it up, throw it up. Can't you hear the bird? That's the money machine. Big stacks break off the whole team. When you hear the bird, that's the money machine. Big name, all caps, long paper, tall green. Can't you hear the bird? That's the money machine. Big stacks break off the whole team. money machine, big name, all caps, long paper, tall green.
Cobras haven't really been my thing, but this one really caught my eye. It's not that I don't like them, it's just that I haven't seen too many close up before. But this one's nice and new, and it had a U-shaped seating at the back, which was really cool. The stereo system was really loud, and the 225s on the back had floor blades. Must have been really powerful and punchy. But yeah, I really liked it. The plotters were huge. Overall, it was a fantastic evening, and I think we all agreed at the end of the evening that underwater lights were actually quite cool. I never thought I'd hear myself say that. Join me next time as I remove this hatch to see how bad the deck is, come up with a plan for the tubes, try and get the steering wheel off, and then start to diagnose the engine problem, as well as many other faults.